I want to go over today one of the biggest mistakes we see that real estate investors make on their own just because they're not what we call money ready. They don't have the money to properly fund and get a property through the whole process, the fix and flip process, especially when they're buying and they're trying to hit a market season. Typically, what you're going to find is early spring is the best time to sell. The next time is maybe August through October. It probably just depends where you're at to make sure you hit the perfect market so you get maximum dollar when you do on a flip. But here's one of the biggest errors we've seen over the last 20 years. It has not changed, and it comes through not having the proper funding. We talk about money buckets. There's the money bucket. It's the money that it's going to take to finish the project, the purchase price, the carry cost, the rehab, everything that you have to put into it to get it from close to close, meaning you buy it, you sell it. Part of that funding is not only the fix and flip company that's going to fund most of it, it's also how much do you have in your money bucket for down payment, escrow that you may need, payments, taxes, insurance, HOA, whatever it may be. How much do you have in your money bucket? And that's where we see most people misjudging exactly what they need, slowing down projects, costing them thousands. What's the difference between someone who makes an extra 40 grand and the people who don't? The people who create more stress in their lives and the ones that don't? Typically, it just comes down to being money ready on your side, making sure you have enough money to make it through the project, to get the project done on time. And when I say done on time, that means you're getting it done on your budget schedule. And I just want to run through an example. This is what we see over and over, and especially this time of year. Clients who try to get their property sold before the Thanksgiving holiday, maybe get it on the market and sold before then. Because if they don't hit this market, if they miss a market, maybe it's July 4th, maybe it's Thanksgiving, maybe it's the summer where it gets hot like in Arizona. Wherever your market is, if you miss it, it adds on months to get it sold. Not only months to get it sold, but typically they're going to have to lower the price during that slow period just to get it moved so they don't keep losing more money every month paying interest, taxes, insurance. So let's look at an example of what that comes down to and what we talk about being money ready. That's the money you need, about 20 to 40%, depending on where you're at, of the total budget in available funds, not cash in the bank, but available funds. Making sure you set this up and set yourself up correctly to have those funds available so nothing slows down. So let's look at an example here. Let's just say that someone has a property and the ARV is $400,000. That's what they plan on selling it for. And their expected profit is 15% or $60K. So that's what they want to see on this particular project, about 15%, because the other 10% is going to go to selling costs, holding costs, everything else like that. Typically, what you're going to see is somewhere around 15% of the ARV is what you should expect for a profit. Now, a typical budget would reflect about 6 months of carry costs, 6 months from close to close, get it fixed up, get it listed, get it sold, get it off your books, and make some money. What comes with this is a time frame of how everything's going to be done. It's typically we're going to do demo, and then we're going to get the rough-ins, the electrical, plumbing, HVAC, whatever it is. Follow that up by drywall, texture, paint, and then so on and so forth, getting the cabinets done, getting it staged, and get it listed. There's a process where there's different people, different subs coming in and working on the property, and they all have to wait till something is done. For instance, the drywall person cannot start until all the electrical, plumbing, and everything is at least roughed in, meaning the electrical cords and the plumbing and everything is in the walls so they get covered up. So they have the schedule, they have it set up, and if everything works as planned, they're going to be done in 3 months. Put it on the market, get it sold, and ideally, even though they have budgeted 6 months, they're going to be in and out of that property in 5 months. Save some money, but they have some built-in cushion there if you're looking at an ideal property. But what happens on, 3 out of 4 properties or even more? Is something pops up, something happens that slows the connections, the process down. Maybe it's your electrician is sick. Maybe you open up a wall and you found out that the electrical is old. Whatever it may be, the city stops by, they want you to permit something. Escrow, you're expecting the escrow company to give you money to get the project started. They're not going to give you money till it's actually completed. Whatever it may be, it's delaying or delayed that schedule you set out. Remember, the schedule goes from one subcontractor to the next, all of those things being in line to get done at and before the deadline. So now something pops up, $7,500 of unexpected bills. You open that wall, permits, whatever it may be, and that was not budgeted in your original loan, original amount that your lender was going to give you. Where does this money come from? This is where we see the delays. This is where we see the people who are not money ready, who don't have the savings, the lines of credit, the people backing them to make sure when things hit, because things are going to hit. In this industry, things are going to happen. Things are going to come up. We don't know about floors on level, whatever it may be. You're going to have to be able to be ready for unexpected things like this so it does not delay your project. Let's just say, for example, they opened up the walls, they found copper plumbing, old wiring, whatever it may be, something that was not in the budget. Now they got to take care of that. Fix and Flipper has to take care of that before the rest of the project goes along. They don't have the money. They did not plan for it. They do not have the reserves set up to make that happen. So what happens? They go out, they search, they try to find, they ask family, friends, they try to get lines of credit, they try to get gap funding somewhere else. All of these things take time. For example, we purchased a property on May 1st. We're trying to get it sold and out the door by September 30th. That means certain things are happening. Demo, electrical, plumbing, HVAC, all these things are happening, drywall. So you open that wall and you find out there's an unexpected item that came up, $7,500. And you're out there looking for the money, trying to find it because you didn't have it together right away. So these investors, as they take 1, 2, somewhere typically it's between 2 and 3 weeks, to find the money at an extra cost, because they're out there searching for some kind of money that's going to cost them more because they didn't prepare for it to cover that $7,500. What happened to the electrician? What happened to the plumber, HVAC? They all had to go to other jobs that they haven't scheduled. So now you, let's just say it's 2 weeks. You're behind 2 weeks because you just found the money. But now your plumber, your HVAC, all of those people have scheduled something. So now they're out another week, another 2 weeks, another 3 weeks. And this is what happens. Delays happen. Profits start going down. Stress starts going up. So let's look at this example. So like I said, we're expecting this big money bag, $40,000. We also know in real estate, there's going to be a level of uncertainty, of stress. You know, you just found that there's $7,500 more. Stress starts going up. We did not properly plan for having the money or the unexpected thing. Now we're delayed 4 to 6 weeks because we're trying to align again our contractors, our plumber, drywall, tile, all those things, because they all had to take on different jobs. So pretty soon we see a project where someone who has the funds, when these things come up, to take care of it there and keep everyone on schedule, to someone who is now 2 months behind, 3 months. It happens all the time. So instead of someone being done close to close from May 1st to September, they start running into these issues of getting everyone in line, getting the escrows back in track, and the stress level keeps going up. And the profits will keep going down. Because what happens is the investor who is money ready, who has everything put together, who has their bucket of money ready to go, they paid for that stuff. But over here comes, October and the non-budgeted months, November, December, January, February. Extra insurance, taxes, everything is accumulating. And typically what we see come this month, people start stressing out. They see their profits going down and they drop the price. So let's just say they drop the price 5%. So we have money going out the door here and here. And now they drop the price 5% of $400,000. So every month that our taxes and insurance, every month that we're paying extra, interest, taxes, insurance, let's just say it's $3,000. So this has shrunk $3,000 for November, shrunk $3,000 for December, January, February. So we have these added costs besides the extra $7,500 plus the cost of that money. But now in December, just to get rid of the property, just to stop it from sliding into, typically in a market like ours, we're talking March, April, or May, you have to hold it to hit the market, and most investors don't want to wait that long. They'll discount it now, take less. So now we just discounted it and lost another 20 grand because we took 5% of the 400,000. That's gone. Now we're getting into January and into February. Now we've hit our 9 months. Our lender, who had a 9-month loan, is now going to charge us an extension fee. 2% on our loan, that's another 0.5 thousand. So you can see that this is shrinking. Our profits are shrinking. When we started this, we were looking for $60,000 in profit. The person who was money ready, who had the available lines of credit, credit cards, personal lines of credit, HELOCs, whatever it may be, or just a family member who was going to give them the money, kept everything on track. And this is the big difference. What we're going to see is the tale of two investors, and believe me, this happens more than any lender or anybody else wants to see. Over here, we had investor number one start with 60 grand. And in 5 months, they were able to get it from close to close, which means from purchase to actually sell it. In this case, they did have the overrun. They had the 7,500, but we also cut 1 month off. They had budgeted for 6 months to get it done in 5. So just a rough number, it cost them an extra 5 grand. In real estate investing, these things will come up and these things happen all the time. So they were still able to profit $55,000 in 5 months. So let's look at the other investors that we see way too often, the ones who are not money ready, who do not have their bucket of funds that they need. And that bucket, like we said, is 20 to 40%. If you need help, if you're looking at making sure you set this up right, making sure you have your bucket of money, which can be from cash to lines of credit to credit cards, the right kind of credit cards, other people who are there and aligned with you that will fund you, will get you your money when you need it, let us know. We have a great course on buckets of money where we help you walk through, make sure you're set up to not only get the best deals out there, but to get them done as fast as possible so you profit, so you get more money in your pocket and less stress in your life. So let's look at the other side. So once again, they wanted 60K, but they had other things come up. They had the 7,500, and it's going to cost them probably about 2 grand to finance, to go to a hard money lender, a gap lender or something, and get even that kind of money. So let's just say roughly it's going to cost them 10 grand. Then over here, we're going to have 4 more months that we're not budgeted in taxes and insurance and interest. So that's three times the 4 months, $3,000 times the 4 months. And then they also had, the unexpected. They had to drop their price, 20,000. And then don't forget, they also had a extension. Let's just call it 3 grand just to keep everything nice and even. So in their case, they were expecting 60,000 and they ended up with about let's just say approximately 15,000. And not only that, the stress level, because they did this now, it took them 10 months. 10 months. 10 months of seeing the profits go down, the work increasing, the stress and how much they're putting in it. Well, this person is probably on to the next deal and has the next deal ready for spring and going to make more. This is why people get out of investing, because they're not prepared. They're not prepared up front for things that come up. Expenses do come up, which your responsibility is to make sure you have the money to keep everything going so you profit, so you make the most you can out of real estate investing. And that takes preparation, making sure you're on track. And anything that comes up, you have the funds to keep it going. In real estate investing, it's speed. Speed gets you a good deal. If you get close fast, you're going to get a good deal. You also need speed to get the properties done. The faster you get them done, the less you're going to pay on insurance, taxes, and interest. All those things add up. All those things take away from your side of the budget and put it somewhere else where it doesn't belong. You need the money in your budget. We want to make sure you're not making this mistake. If you need some help, reach out to us. We'd be glad to walk you through this, making sure that you don't miss out on the profits, making sure that you are in line and not always stressing out as properties come through. We see way too many people at the end of a project go, it's just too much. We can't take this anymore. And the only reason is because they weren't properly funded to make sure the project was on track, was done at the speed that they wanted, the speed of making money. So if you want to make money, you have to make sure you're buying fast, but you're also getting properties done as fast as possible. And the only way to do that is to make sure you have 20 to 40% of available funds, not funds that you need to use, but funds that you can use. And that's for payments, that's for overage, that's for staging, any of those things that come up. You want to make sure you're properly funded so you do the deal correctly and make as much as you can. This is all about 2025, making sure you have speed to close, making sure you have the funds available to close the good deals when the wholesaler or real estate agent have them. It's also about having the speed to get these things done from close to close. Get them done as fast as you can, because this is either going to snowball on you. It's like compound interest. It's either going to work for you or against you. The longer these take, the less money you make, the less likely you're going to keep going. The faster you are on these transactions, getting them done, the more likely you're going to make more money, and you're going to stick with this. And if you stick with this and you do it fast on the purchase and on getting them done, you're going to make good money. You're going to enjoy life, and you're going to enjoy real estate investing. If you want to know how to set up your money buckets, making sure you have not only the proper lenders, but also the money that you need to get these done, reach out to us. We have a great program that we can walk you through, making sure you put this 40 grand back into your pocket, keeping the stress level down, and just enjoying real estate investing more. As always, subscribe, like, check us out on our next video, and we're here to help you succeed.